That woman sitting across from you at dinner who seems sweet and innocent is often thinking about things far more intense than you would ever expect. Women tend to have extremely vivid sexual imaginations, yet these thoughts are rarely spoken about openly. In a survey I conducted with over 200 women, they were asked anonymously to rank their hidden desires, and I'm now going through the top 10 results. Interestingly, more than 70% admitted they regularly experience the same number one fantasy. Before I reveal anything further, leave a comment and take a guess at what you think the top fantasy might be. No skipping ahead, guess first, then continue watching to see if you got it right. Starting at number 10, it's the idea of watching or being watched. This stood out because many women are drawn to either observing intimacy or being observed themselves. A surprising number of women report fantasies involving either being observed during intimacy or observing their partner with someone else. The appeal often comes from the forbidden nature of it, the sense that it crosses social boundaries, which only makes it more stimulating. There is a strong voyeuristic pull where breaking the usual rules adds excitement rather than reducing it. For many, it is tied to feeling externally desired, as if being watched confirms their attractiveness and power. Others describe it as a shift in perspective, seeing their partner through another person's eyes and noticing sides of him that normally stay hidden. Then coming in at number 9 is rough, more dominant physical energy, including being held firmly, hair pulled, and intensity in touch that feels raw, primal, and deeply passionate. From the responses, one thing became very clear. It isn't about pain, but about intensity. That point where desire takes over hesitation and everything polite or restrained starts to fade. It's when attraction becomes so strong that it no longer feels like something being carefully controlled, but something that simply happens in the moment. Many people describe this raw kind of wanting as deeply consuming, almost overwhelming in a way that feels exciting rather than frightening. One response that stood out explained that she doesn't always want softness or gentleness. Sometimes she wants to feel completely desired, as if the other person is so drawn in that their attraction feels instinctive, powerful, and unfiltered. That idea of being fully wanted, without restraint or hesitation, kept appearing again and again throughout the answers and showed a consistent emotional pattern across the survey. Another strong theme that emerged was related to restraint-based fantasies, such as being tied up, handcuffed, or having the wrists gently held above the head. Many people describe this less as restriction and more as vulnerability, trust, and anticipation of what might happen next. Being placed in that kind of position often creates a strong sense of presence, where attention is pulled entirely into the moment. There are no distractions from daily life or mental noise about responsibilities, only heightened awareness of physical sensation and emotional connection. Several responses also highlighted how this experience reduces overthinking, because when movement and control are limited, there is a feeling of letting go. Instead of managing everything consciously, the experience simply unfolds, which can reduce self-consciousness and allow for deeper immersion. It also became clear that fantasies involving public or semi-public situations appear quite often, even if only in imagination. The appeal is usually connected to risk, the possibility of being seen, and the excitement that comes from breaking boundaries. That sense of uncertainty raises adrenaline, and that physical rush often blends into emotional and sensory intensity, making the experience feel more powerful. Alongside this, many responses included curiosity around sensory variation, such as temperature changes, different textures, or contrasting physical sensations like warmth and coolness. Some also mentioned that limiting sight, for example through blindfolding, can heighten everything else, because when vision is removed, attention naturally shifts to touch, sound, and sensation, making every detail feel sharper, more focused, and more immersive. This theme strongly connects with women who are highly sensory driven, the ones who naturally pay attention to texture, who enjoy massages, who notice subtle sounds, and who can feel small sensory changes very deeply. For them, it isn't really about control or power dynamics, but about experiencing pleasure in its purest form without overthinking or meaning attached to it. It's about letting the body take over and simply enjoying sensation as it is, without needing a story around it. That same pattern continues as we move into the top 5, where imagination becomes more emotionally layered and psychologically playful. At number 5, role-playing appears frequently. Many women mention scenarios like teacher and student, doctor and patient, boss and employee, or even strangers meeting at a bar. These ideas create a temporary escape from identity, almost like stepping into a different version of yourself for a short time. Within these responses, the strangers meeting scenario showed up repeatedly. It often involves acting like you've just met, even if you already know each other, recreating that early stage excitement where everything feels new and uncertain. That feeling of discovery brings back the energy of the beginning of attraction without requiring any real-life change or risk. It allows people to experience novelty, curiosity, and emotional distance in a playful way. At number 4, another major theme appears, which is the feeling of being completely and unmistakably desired. This isn't about a specific action, but about emotional intensity. Many described wanting their partner to be visibly affected by them, unable to hide attraction, where desire shows clearly through expression, attention, and presence. A lot of women expressed that they sometimes question whether they are truly wanted or just assumed to be there in the background of a relationship. The fantasy removes that uncertainty entirely. In it, desire is obvious, overwhelming, and impossible to misunderstand. Closely connected to this, number 3 focuses on extended oral-focused intimacy, where attention is not rushed or treated as a step before something else, but becomes the entire experience. The emphasis shifts completely toward her pleasure, with patience and focus rather than speed or routine. Many responses also highlighted the psychological dynamic of being fully attended to, where one partner is completely focused on giving pleasure without distraction, which can feel deeply validating and absorbing. As we move to number 2, the theme shifts towards spontaneity and intensity. This is the idea of sudden passion, where attraction erupts without planning or discussion, often described as being pulled into a moment of strong desire unexpectedly. It can be something like being kissed suddenly or drawn into intense closeness in a way that feels unplanned but completely natural. What makes this powerful is the emotional meaning behind it, the feeling of being the trigger for that level of desire. It reinforces the idea that attraction is so strong it can't be contained or delayed. Many also connect this with long-term relationships losing their unpredictability, where routines replace excitement, and this fantasy restores that sense of urgency, unpredictability, and emotional spark. This final theme, the most frequently mentioned by over 70% of the women in the survey, revolves around full surrender and being guided by a partner who confidently takes the lead. It's about being with someone who knows what he wants and expresses it through action rather than hesitation, someone who naturally directs the experience with clarity and certainty. In this dynamic, she is not expected to plan, manage, or constantly make decisions. Instead, she is placed in a space where she can release that mental responsibility entirely and simply exist in the moment without needing to think ahead or control the flow. Many women explained that in everyday life, they are already carrying a heavy mental load. They are constantly organizing, deciding, and taking responsibility in work, relationships, and personal life. Because of that, the fantasy becomes a mental escape where none of that is required. It is not about losing autonomy in a negative sense, but about temporarily stepping out of responsibility and allowing someone else to take charge so they can fully experience the moment. One response described wanting a partner who moves with certainty, guides without hesitation, and creates a sense of direction where she can fully let go and remain present in her own body without overthinking. Another common insight was that confidence plays a far greater role than any specific action. Many women described how attractive it is when a partner behaves with calm certainty, knowing what he wants and expressing it clearly through behavior and presence. It is not about force or aggression, but about decisiveness paired with awareness. At the same time, trust is essential for this dynamic to feel safe and enjoyable. Without trust, there is no space for surrender. Confidence must be matched with attentiveness, where a partner is able to read reactions, notice comfort levels, and respond accordingly without uncertainty or hesitation. What stood out throughout these responses is that women respond strongly to a balance of direction and awareness, where leadership is steady but not disconnected. It is the difference between asking repeatedly for reassurance and instead being present enough to understand how the moment is unfolding. Many expressed that they want to feel both desired and understood at the same time, where intention is clear and mutual comfort is never ignored. In this space, surrender is not about losing control, but about feeling safe enough to let go of it for a while. And that brings the list to a close, covering the 10 most commonly mentioned fantasies from the survey. Whether or not your guess matched the number one, the real question is how much of this surprised you. If you're wondering what to take from all of this, it starts with communication, not in a formal or heavy way, but in a light and open manner that invites curiosity instead of pressure. Creating space for honest conversations about desire builds deeper understanding and connection. When partners understand what each other responds to, it naturally leads to more confidence, trust, and emotional closeness in the relationship.